Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
The U.S. House of Representatives takes a first-of-its-kind vote. Now lawmakers have to find a new speaker after ousting Kevin McCarthy. A nationwide technology safety test may actually put some people in danger. Domestic violence prevention advocates have advice for survivors. And a Rockford business celebrates 4 decades of serving the community. Its owner says he plans to keep giving back to the state line one step at a time. Good evening, I'm Eric Wilson. Mimi Murphy is off. For the first time in U.S. history, a sitting Speaker of the House is removed. After a vote of 216 to 210, Kevin McCarthy is out. Florida Representative Matt Gaetz introduced the motion to vacate. It's not clear what happens next. There is no clear frontrunner to replace McCarthy in the Republican majority. Tomorrow afternoon, cell phones across the nation will all go off at roughly the same time. That test is part of FEMA's emergency alert system. It's an alert that would be used in case of a national emergency. But for some people, the test could be dangerous. Drea Baroni joins us in the studio. Drea, the concern is for those in domestic violence situations.
That's right, Eric. The test alerts your device with a unique ringtone and vibration. For most, this is not an issue, but for those experiencing domestic violence, this could put them at risk by revealing a safe phone.
When we talk about a safe phone, we talk about a separate phone that a survivor may be using that a perpetrator or their abuser is unaware of them having in their possession. It's a phone that they can use that can't be traced and that cannot be reached. And so these are the ones that we really want to be mindful of for our survivors. If they do in fact have one of these that someone is not aware of, know that it's going to go off at this time tomorrow, and be sure that it's in a place that is going to not reveal its existence.
In Rockford, 40% of reported violent crime is domestic abuse related. It's something the mayor's Office of Domestic and Community Violence Prevention works every day to erase. Executive Director Jennifer Cachapalia stresses survivors throughout the state line may need to take different steps to keep themselves safe during Wednesday's nationwide alert.
I think it's important for each survivor on his, her, or their own case-by-case basis to figure out what's happening and how they can best protect themselves during that time period tomorrow. And the next step is really coming up with, for that very finite period of time, figuring out what to do with that phone to make sure that it doesn't alert somebody else to its existence.
And she reminds them there is help available no matter what the situation.
You don't have to do this alone. You don't have to figure out the next best step on your own. Lean into the resources, lean into your support system. If you don't have one ready at your service, again, reach out to the Rockford Family Peace Center. Advocates are there and can help provide you some guidance and safety planning for this very specific situation.
The FEMA emergency alert test happens once every 3 years. It is set to go off tomorrow around 1:20 p.m. Eric?
Thanks, Drea. 2 drivers need to be cut from their cars after an early morning crash. Around 5:30, Boone County District 2 fire was called to Woodstock and County Line Road for a 2-vehicle accident. An SUV ended up in a cornfield. It's not clear what led up to the crash. The damage is extensive. Firefighters had to rescue both drivers. The 2 were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. One person is charged after a deadly overnight crash in Rockford. Around 10:30 Monday night, RPD officers were called to Whitman and North Madison for a single vehicle accident. Police found a car off the road. It hit a tree and flipped over. 3 people were inside. First responders took them all to the hospital. One woman was pronounced dead. Investigators haven't released her name. The car's driver, Terrence Simon, is being charged with aggravated driving under the influence involving death. People are forced from their home after an afternoon Rockford fire. Around 12:30 this afternoon, firefighters were called to the 5100 block of Wilderness Trail. That's about half a mile east of Lutheran High School. Neighbors spotted the flames. Firefighters found the back of the home and its roof were heavily on fire. No one was inside. Rescue crews save a family pet. No first responders were hurt. The house is not safe to live in. Investigators say the house is uninhabitable. Investigators don't know yet what caused the fire. A Rockford business celebrates 4 decades of helping people put one foot in front of the other. Nikel Delgado stopped by the downtown anchor to learn more about the secret to the store's success. Nikel.
Well, Eric, providing shoes, whether it's providing shoes, gear, or helping folks train for a marathon, Runner's Image is pleased to take care of all of the needs for runners and walkers for the past 4 decades. With the downtown Rockford evolving, the owner tells me there aren't many stores that have been around for over 40 years, and their commitment to stay in the Rockford area has definitely been a challenge.
COVID was very difficult for, obviously, a lot of people, businesses of all kinds, and it took a toll on folks that were down here pre-COVID. I think it's hopefully, and I think it is, starting to bounce back like a lot of areas are.
Stephen says Runner's Image attributes their success to their service, fair prices, and evolving with the times like online shopping. Eric?
Thanks, Nikel. Over the weekend, a Democratic lawmaker pulled a fire alarm during a vote to keep the government open. Coming up, members of Congress call for him to be kicked out for disrupting proceedings.
It was another beautiful afternoon as temperatures today made it into the 80s. 86 degrees our official high. Great evening to get out and enjoy. Do it while you can because there are some changes, and that does mean some colder weather on the horizon. We'll look at when those changes take place and when to expect the rain to move in. That is all coming up in the First Warn forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Scott Leber, and Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Saturday, New York Democratic Congressman Jamal Bowman pulled a fire alarm during a vote to keep the government open. Bowman insists it was an innocent mistake. Some Republicans argue he did it on purpose to disrupt official proceedings. Now they want him out. Raquel Martin reports.
3 days after Democratic Congressman Jamal Bowman pulled a fire alarm ahead of a consequential vote, House Republicans have no intention of sweeping matters under the rug.
It has to be addressed directly.
Bowman insists he pulled the alarm by mistake. In a statement, he says he was rushing to get to the vote and activated the alarm while trying to open a locked exit door. The door is typically open during weekdays. Republicans aren't buying it.
This right here is a fire alarm. Nowhere does it say pull the fire alarm to open the exit.
This is somebody who was a school principal. He knows very well what a fire alarm is.
If you surveyed 100 New Yorkers, 0 would believe his story.
Some lawmakers compare Bowman's alleged delay tactic to the crimes of the January 6 rioters.
So if Mr. Bowman did exactly what those folks did, then he needs to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
U.S. Capitol Police tell me the incident remains under investigation and won't say if they plan to charge Bowman with a crime. Embattled Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy says Bowman's actions warrant a punishment. On Tuesday, he said he's talking with Democratic House Leader Hakeem Jeffries about next steps.
I let him know what's going to be coming to the floor and others.
At this time, Jeffries is not weighing in on Bowman's actions. Neither is the White House. But Sunday on CNN State of the Union, New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez called Republicans' outrage hypocritical.
Give me a break.
In Washington, Raquel Martin.
As the week continues, temperatures will begin to drop. Up next, Candace shows us how quickly the warm weather ends.
Now, your First Warn weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, good evening. Welcome back. Just another gorgeous afternoon. We have had a little more cloud cover kind of move in, and we'll continue to see that trend here as we go throughout the rest of this evening and into tomorrow. I am out here at Belvedere Park. I will admit I've never been out to this park. It is absolutely gorgeous out here, and what a great day and a great evening to get out, at least for one more kind of final stroll with something that you'll feel a little more comfortable and won't have to battle a few showers or even some wind as well. So another nice night to get out and enjoy here as we have temperatures that are sitting in the 80s. Let's take you across the state line now from north, south, east to west. You notice our SkyTrack camera showing a little more cloud cover out there, and those clouds, they will continue to thicken up as we go through this evening. All of that in response to our next storm system. They are off to the west. You see some showers and thunderstorms moving through Minnesota, Iowa, and then back through the plains. Eventually those will work in our direction here as we head throughout the overnight and then into tomorrow. But first we see the form of clouds move in. 83 our temperature in Freeport, 84 in Rockford, 84 in Rochelle. and 82 degrees right now in DeKalb. Our winds, they've been a little on the breezy side from the south, and that southerly wind will continue as we go throughout this evening. In fact, the wind will pick up just a bit here for the overnight, as our temperatures will stay much more mild than what they've been these last couple of nights, in the mid and upper 60s, thanks to the wind and the cloud cover moving in. We are going to stay dry, though, for tonight, and the first half of Wednesday going to stay dry, too. Despite the cloud cover, temperatures are going to make it into the upper 70s, so right around 79 degrees. But as we get closer to noon, I think we will see a couple of showers begin to move in. Now, not expecting much rainfall, so a lot of the heavier rainfall staying focused to the east and southeast of us late Wednesday night and then into Thursday. But you see how those clouds thicken up here through the overnight. Wednesday morning, mostly dry. Can't completely rule out maybe a very light shower, but notice as we get closer to noon, we've got a couple of lighter showers that'll begin to move in. Then some dry time, too, into the afternoon. Evening hours, we'll see a few more showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. That'll pick up a little overnight Wednesday into Thursday morning. This is when the first of two cold fronts come through. So Thursday morning, we've got a few heavier showers, especially to the southeast, so maybe over far southern portions of Lee County and DeKalb County. As that front clears, we get rid of some of the rainfall and actually see a little sunshine for Thursday afternoon. Temperatures with a westerly wind are still in the low to mid 70s on Thursday, but a second cold front comes in Thursday night, and that's where that chill really settles in. When we look at the potential rainfall, this isn't anything that'll be much, maybe at most a quarter of an inch. I think a lot of us will actually stay right around a tenth of an inch. Those higher rainfall totals, again, going to be centered a little more to the southeast, where some of the heavier rain showers will set up late Wednesday and then into Thursday morning. So we made it up to 86 today, 79 tomorrow, but look at those temperatures drop. We've got the upper 50s and low 60s here getting into the weekend, and we'll stay in those low to mid 60s into next week as we dry things out. Even the overnight low temperatures, too, getting into the weekend, dropping back into the 30s. There is a small frost potential Saturday night into Sunday. It just depends on how quickly those winds die down and how much we clear out our skies, but definitely going from here one season of summer down to late fall, I think, by the end of the week. So take advantage of some of these nicer days while we have them.
Those are some major changes coming. All right, Candace, thanks. Scott Leber is next with sports. Now that the Cubs season is over, what does their leader have to say about the way they finished? We'll find out next.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
Cubs made good progress this season before the wheels came off the final few weeks. Now the challenge is to keep them moving forward. And it's up to team president of baseball operations, Jed Hoyer, to lead the charge on that. He could go big in the free agent market again. There are reports he's interested in Mets first baseman Pete Alonso. There's also the matter of trying to re-sign Cody Bellinger, and the bullpen needs help. Hoyer's motivated to improve this team by the Cubs' collapse down the stretch.
The end of the season, unfortunately, I thought it looked a lot like it looked in May. You know, when we struggled in May and early June, we didn't win close games. The bullpen was not as defined at that point. We really struggled in every clutch situation.
In Milwaukee, they are just minutes away from playoff baseball. The Brewers will host the Diamondbacks in Game 1 of a best-of-3 wildcard series. The pitching edge is clearly in favor of the Brewers. They have former Cy Young winner Corbin Burns going to the mound. The Diamondbacks are forced to go with rookie Brandon Fate because they had to use their top two pitchers last weekend. Justin Fields and the Bears are in hurry-up mode with a game Thursday night against Washington. And now that he's had a couple days to reflect on the Denver game, Fields believes the offense made good strides in that game.
I do think we, took a step closer in finding our identity as an offense. So, that's always a positive to get. But, we just have to keep working hard and, keep getting better each and every day. This week's a short week, so really got to lock in mentally because we don't have the same amount of days.
With NBA camps opening up, Fred VanVleet will be taking the court with his new team in Houston. The Rockets are a very young team, so VanVleet was asked what his expectations are for the Rockets this year.
Well, I always aim high, so I'm not going to get tricked into, putting some expectations out there this year. But we have our own expectations that we've been talking about before, we've even stepped on the court. And I think you should always aim high, and the goal is to get this franchise back to, where it's supposed to be at.
That's sports. We'll be right back.
Enjoying a beautiful evening out here at Belvedere Park. It is gorgeous and comfortable too. We've had enough of a breeze to kind of take the edge off a little bit of the heat throughout this afternoon, but cloud cover is moving in, and eventually we are going to see some rain showers from it by this time tomorrow. For the rest of this evening though, things are going to be nice and quiet. Our first warn interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. You got some showers off to the west to back further to our west, and eventually those will move in our direction here by the afternoon. So clouds thicken up tonight. Temperatures much more mild tonight. We stay in the mid and upper 60s overnight. Still above average tomorrow. I think we meet the upper 70s for but we get more cloud cover. Some showers as we get closer to noon, and then kind of light shower evening. Dropping temperatures and winds picking up.
Thanks, Candace. Stay safe.